Progress Wrestling, Chapter 47. Don't worry, the tariffs won't prevent you from listening to this show because it's a Europe-based wrestling promotion. Do you guys get it? Just trying to bring some more topical humor to the program. How do you guys like it? Does it taste good? I don't know if that tastes good, but you know what might taste good? Tyler Bate, he's on this show. He might taste good. You know, if I had to eat a human, it might be Tyler Bate, although Walter's also on this show, and he's got to be he's a buffet. 2017 Walter. Give me some barbecue sauce and slather that boy up on a plate. It's all right. I think we're going to talk about wrestling at some point here, so let's just stick right there. The Apron Bump Podcast.
Yeah. And the hardest, talk around and disregard it. Strip you off the ground, show you what heart is. Standing strong and proud, nothing can knock this. Let's get it started. Yeah, back. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Howdy. Welcome to the Apron Bump Podcast. I am your host, the hardest part of the ring, Kyle. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's bump day is bumping. Anyways, we got Progress Wrestling, Chapter 47 on deck for you folks. March of 2017, for those unfamiliar. Speaking of unfamiliar, a lot of people listening might not be too familiar with the company of Progress Wrestling. Maybe you've heard about it. Maybe you've seen a few matches here and there. Maybe you've seen the logo. You know, a few people went in and out of this company. Hey, I was on the same boat a couple years ago, and I started watching these programs from Chapter 1 chronologically. And hey, I've been talking into this microphone about it as I'm living through this in real time. So if you're not familiar, don't feel like you have to know all the ins and outs of Progress, because I for damn sure don't. And I haven't as I've been journeying along. And I bring this up because you can go to the link in the description, or you can just search out Progress Wrestling on whatever device service you're listening or watching this on. And you can follow along from chapter 1, 2, 3, all the way up to here, 47. Good googly moogly. We're almost at number 50. Crazy. But binge away. Check it out if you haven't before. If you've seen Progress, you'll be like, I'm going to skip this episode. Give it a try. It's always a fun time. It's fun to see early iterations of the major stars of today, world champions of today. And as we progress, I just got lost in my own pun. As we progress through the timeline, we get closer to current day. That's how time works. We begin to see a lot of, the current, you could see the current, like Ludwig Kaiser, for example, is on this show. Pretty close to what we see on Raw. Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne. We're getting closer and closer to what we know these guys as. And it's a fun era to talk about. The main event, speaking of those guys, British Strong Style versus Imperium, kind of. They don't go by Imperium, but it's Walter, Axel Dieter Jr., and Timothy Thatcher, otherwise known as Gunther, Ludwig Kaiser, and Timothy Thatcher. He's still Timmy. We have that collective three versus the threesome of Tyler Bate, Trent Seven, and Pete Dunne. All very familiar names. All the titles on the line in the main event, a la Backlash 2001. So that's a fun thing to talk about just in itself. But we got other titles on the line. We got the women's tournament continuing to crown the first ever women's champion in Progress. We got number one contenderships on the line for both the tag team title and the world title. And we got three major departures from the company on this show. Some for legal reasons, some for health reasons, some they're just going to WWE. We get into it. It's a lot of funky stuff surrounding it, but we'll dive balls deep into it. But yes, with these Progress episodes, sometimes as a guy who's just learning as I'm going, sometimes I'll bring in experts. Sometimes I'll bring in people who were a part of Progress, wrestlers, announcers, so have you. Sometimes though, I'll bring in the unfamiliar. I'll bring in people cold. I'll bring in people who have never watched a Progress Wrestling show to get their first time eyes, to get their fresh eyes, and to give a new perspective that maybe I haven't seen thus far. And that is what today's episode is, because I brought on Katie from the ShElite Showcase, returning to the show. Always a great time with Catherine. Go check out the ShElite Showcase wherever you listen to podcasts, as well as live on YouTube, Twitch, all that stuff. All of her information will be in the description below. She also does a bunch of other stuff. She does wrestling vlogs, story time. She does interviews with other creators and people around the wrestling community called Inside the Mind of, which I have been a part of. So if you want to go check my episode, it was a few years ago at this point, but still pretty evergreen. So go check it out. But yeah, entertaining show. Her and Savannah do a great show, the ShElite Showcase, every week. You can catch it live, like I said, or after the fact, wherever you listen or watch. And same for me. At Apron Bump on all the social medias. Join the Discord. All of this is also in the description. I think that's it, right? Let's just get right into it, shall we? Progress Wrestling Chapter 47 with myself and Katie from the ShElite Showcase.
I can't hear you.
How about now?
Now I can hear you.
Oh, God. I turned my fan off and everything just shit itself. Like everything froze for a second and my camera turned off. I thought everything was back on, but I guess not. So
Nope.
This desk fan just controls everything.
I mean, desk fans control the world. Mine is on the floor next to me, so it's not on my desk.
So do your feet just get hot?
It's like my lower body, but that way it's not affecting my mic.
Oh.
Try and big brain it sometimes.
I guess it all starts from the feet. So I guess if your feet are cold, then everything else is cold.
Yeah.
Do you ever wonder what it feels like to die?
All the time.
No,
Kyle, I'm 28. What do you mean?
Please bring that sweet release. Because I was like having like a semi panic attack like a few years ago in bed, and my feet started going cold, and I was like, "This is probably what death is, right? Your feet die first, and then like everything like from the feet up begins to just turn off." And I was like, "Oh well, see ya, toodles."
Toodles. I don't necessarily know if it starts with the feet dying, but that I like that theory though.
If you've ever died, call in. We'd love to hear from you.
Call in. Ouija board.
Who would you Ouija board to ask that question?
I feel like there's a lot of people you can ask.
Chris Benoit?
Whoa.
I'm asking. I'm not saying that's who I would choose. I'm throwing out names.
No.
Abraham Lincoln.
Well, he got shot in the head, so I don't. I feel like I feel like you need someone who died of kind of natural causes, not like getting shot or anything like that.
Or a foot-based death, perhaps.
I don't know anyone off the top of my head with a foot-based death.
Well, something will come to mind, I'm sure, as we mosey on through this. Hopefully. as we progress through this. Speaking of which, sorry. I'm so annoying. Progress. You got a chance to dabble into this for the first time, right? First time ever watching Progress?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Overall thoughts, vibes. Well, what'd you make of this little ditty?
I will say, because they were in a smaller venue and obviously it was recorded, it was very hard to hear the mic sometimes. Of what the fuck they were saying.
Staple of British wrestling, yes.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, and they're British, so the accent was thick because it was the co-owner or co-creator of Progress.
Jim Smallman.
He was cool. He got a cap, his tats were showing, and a band tee and skinny jeans. I was like, 2017. I get it.
Hell yeah. Definitely a Sleeping with Sirens fan, that guy for sure.
Yeah.
Probably. He ended up working for the WWE eventually.
Oh, really?
He just recently left. I think it was I think it was after COVID. I don't know, but yeah, he was like a writer, I think, for NXT UK, and then shifted to NXT once that closed down, and then he left at some point. So,
well, I mean, I guess that makes sense because half the talent here, or like the end, are a part of NXT UK and 205 Live. How the fuck does that work?
So this, as far as where we are in the timeline here, so this is right after that first tournament, but it's before the NXT UK brand started.
Okay. That makes a little more sense because I was like, no, I'm pretty damn sure back in 2017 they were not letting talent go work for someone else.
Yeah. I think they were kind of flexible at first, but then after a while, I was like, yeah, no.
They said, no, thank you.
No, sir, Pete Dunne, you're staying here.
Peter Dune.
Peter. Oh, they love him. They love him.
They
in the ballroom.
love Pete Dunne. I mean, I get it.
Still going today. A lot of these guys still go. I mean, you could see a Pete Dunne, Ludwig Kaiser match on Raw. In fact, I think we did kind of recently. No?
Yeah.
They're like
Yeah.
adjacent, maybe. Like one guy made a run in or something. I don't know. But they were all involved in that like IC title scene, I think. Right?
Yeah, like when Penta first came in.
Right.
Yeah. So. Toothless Timmy was there. There's a lot of people that I knew.
Toothless Timmy. Have some damn respect.
I'm sorry. Okay, listen. Timothy Thatcher is the most British-looking American guy ever. Tell me
he's in like a German faction. He's just like assimilating.
Yeah, he's in a German faction. He looks British, but is very American. It is very confusing.
It really is. It really is. But I guess more on old Tim Thatch in the main event. But yeah, no, I thought the show was pretty solid. It was it's kind of a weird one. There's a lot of farewells in this, which probably didn't mean anything to you at this point. But there was a lot of like there was at least 3 major ones, 2 of which didn't really end up like they came back eventually.
I'm assuming the couple because their visas. Yeah. Which sucks. I did feel kind of bad. I was like, damn, that sucks. They look like they had so much fun. I have no prior knowledge of them at all. I'm like, they had such a great time.
I just want everybody to have fun.
I just wanted them all to have a great time. She threw, I mean, we'll get there, but like she threw her boot.
Yes. No, the lore of the South Pacific power couple is something. And
I can't wait.
We'll dive into it, I'm sure. But we'll start it off here with a little Eddie Dennis versus James Drake with a 93 painted on his forehead. What do you think's up with that?
It was giving Charles Manson.
I see. I didn't think about that. You might be right, though.
Like his hair has always been crazy. Mm-hmm. And then just like the face on the ass of the trunks too was giving Charles Manson.
Right.
This is 2017. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, no, it's
timeline fits.
I mean, did Charles Manson do anything with? Wasn't there somebody that like 8 faces? Was that Jeffrey Dahmer? I think that was Jeffrey Dahmer.
8 faces.
Yeah, I think he ate everybody.
Like can't. Oh, I thought you meant like the number 8.
Oh no! Like nom. Yeah.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer was a cannibal. So.
Right. I get those two confused. No disrespect, to Charles Manson, or James Drake, I guess. But.
Or James Drake, specifically James Drake.
Yeah, solid opener here. It's interesting seeing James Drake as like, 'cause right now he's like undefeated. He wins this match. They're like building him up, but like all I've ever known him as one half of Grizzled Young Veterans, and he's always like the number 2 in that team. So it's interesting to see. It's like if Tucker had like a sick run before Heavy Machinery. Like that's kind of the vibes I'm getting from this. Tucky, but no Tucky here.
No Tucky.
Just James Drake and Eddie Jenner. What do you think of this? Your first match? What'd you think of it?
Honestly, also you can probably answer this. Is there a reason their ring is smaller than like a typical ring?
I think if you're comparing to WWE, I think WWE's. It's a 20 by 20. I think most indie rings are smaller. I don't know what this is. Maybe it's like a 16.
Like, I've been to indie shows and I'm just like, I don't know, maybe because like I'm like eye level with them when I go, so they don't seem like that small, maybe.
Right.
I don't know. So like that was kind of throwing me off. And then I love indie shows when they get like people dive into the crowd and all that fun shit. I've had someone be put on my lap and chopped before. That was an experience.
Oh, who was that? Do you remember?
Oh god, that was the first time I went out to Vegas. So that was in 2021 for SummerSlam, and it was the TC like photographs for them versus.
Oh, okay, nice.
So I don't remember who it was, but I was just like, "What is happening?" Because me and Reek had to sit in the front row, and that happened.
Big sweat stain on you.
I was just like, "There's a giant man on my lap."
It's really the only time that's really acceptable to be a half naked man on a crowd member. I feel like.
Yeah, legally.
I mean, you might know better than I, but
yeah, it's the only time we're allowing that.
I see.
In this household.
I see.
But no, it was just fun. This was a fun, quick. A lot of these matches are very like fast paced, which I do like.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like some storytelling throughout some wrestling here and there, but like you get me hooked with some DDTs and some high flying. I'm in.
No, yeah, it was sick. I mean, Eddie Dennis is like, he's like so much stronger than he looks. Like he's such like a lanky, like he looks like a cartoon character. He looks like a Doug character or something. Like he doesn't look like a real person, but he's like doing these stalling superplexes to James Drake and that like fisherman suplex that he like stopped halfway through and like snapped him over. It was pretty sick. So, but then James Drake ends up winning. With the ref gets involved, I think, because Eddie Dennis is beating on James Drake. The ref gets involved. Eddie pushes the ref back. And then as he turns back around, James Drake with a Nikki Bella-esque forearm to the jaw. And the Mayhem DDT for the win. So he keeps his undefeated. The Mr. Mayhem, I think he was called.
I mean, does that correlate with the 93? I have so many questions.
I don't know. I assume, is that when he was born? That's when I was born. Let's see.
My sister was born.
James Drake. Maybe it's about your sister. He was born in that. Oh, he's born 5 days before me. Wow.
Almost birthday twins.
Look at that. Almost. I'll yell that at him if I ever see him.
If you ever see him in the wild, just be like, "Hey, I remember this photos of yours."
You're on the other side of the world, but almost born at the same time. Isn't that neat?
Almost.
It's probably gonna be like, "Oi, mate! Oh, what you talk about?" Or however he talks.
Yep. No, you think you nailed it.
But yeah, no, good stuff. Any other nuggets on this opener?
I did do a little bit of research because I was very curious about like some of the people. Eddie Dennis was a writer for NXT.
Yes. Oh, I didn't know that actually. Because I knew he wrestled for NXT UK. I didn't know he was a writer.
I had it as a writer, so
no, you're probably
unless
right.
Unless I was wrong. Unless one of the sources I went to lied to me.
The internet wouldn't lie to you.
The internet?
Catherine.
No.
Come on.
Hey. I heard that.
With a Y, which has changed my whole outlook on you, by the way. But continue.
What do you mean?
Catherine with a Y. Get the fuck out of here.
RYN. It put some goddamn respect on it.
What are you, never mind. What were you saying?
No, go ahead.
I didn't have anything. I was trying to think of like a type of person that spells their names with Y's, but I couldn't think of it. It's kind of a white girl thing, so it just checks out.
I didn't even choose my name.
You can change it at any time you want.
That's why I go by Katie.
That's
Catherine
fair.
is for legal reasons.
Government name.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But yeah, Eddie was a writer, I guess. He was a teacher as well.
Okay.
A lot of teachers in wrestling. Grayson Waller, Matt Stryker.
Yeah. Hangman.
Douglas. Wow, I forgot Hangman was a teacher. That's crazy.
Yeah. Imagine Hangman, Adam Page being your teacher.
Imagine him hitting you with a ruler.
I don't think he was doing well.
That's what I try to imagine anyways. But anyways. We'll shift here to some women's. Women's. We got the last semifinal of the Natural Progression Series. So this tournament is to crown the first ever Progress Women's Champion. So this is the last semifinal to get into the final, which currently is comprised of Toni Storm and Ginny. So this will be the third last in that match. This was okay. I mean, it's definitely like I was watching this. I was like, Toni Storm or Ginny is probably going to win this first title. This is definitely like who's going to get their ass kicked in that match. So it was kind of like whatever to it. But Alex Windsor, Laura DeMatteo. Any thoughts? You are times a woman. So what do you think about this?
I do like the women's in multiple ways. They said Laura was the old like personal assistant to Ginny.
Yes, lore time.
Please.
Where's the lore alarm? Hold on. Shit. I don't have an alarm. I'll have a lore alarm ready next time.
You should get a lore alarm.
God damn, that's actually a good idea. I'm actually gonna
write
that out. But the lore on Laura DeMatteo, she started as Elizabeth, just Elizabeth.
Middle name, in case you were wondering.
I was gonna ask.
No, you weren't.
That was my next question. We'll mark that one off. All right. Yes.
God damn it.
So she was Ginny's personal assistant, but eventually she got fed up with the abuse and took umbrage, some may say, and turned on her, beat her up. They've had a few matches before this and are going to have another one, I guess. But then she changed her name to her, I guess, real name, Laura DeMatteo, and adopted this, like, I guess, a mixed martial artist. I don't know. I assume she practices in real life. I don't know, but that seems like the aesthetic she's going for. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she looked it, like, especially like the braids, like the braids down and the gear.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very, very, very Marina Shafir-esque, I would say.
Don't disrespect Laura like that.
Not a Marina gal.
Not a Marina guy over here.
Mrs. Strong? How dare you?
Mrs. Shitty Little Boots.
So Laura's here, and then she's taking on Alex Windsor, who's appeared in Progress a few times. What do you make of the hairstyle of old Miss Windsor?
Very, very. See, I feel like that was more like 2014-ish hair.
It feels like what guys do now with the fluffy the perm.
No, perm or curly.
Yeah, it's
just like a floof.
Big floof.
Floof? Yeah, big floof. Also, she's married to Will Ospreay now.
Oh,
I believe
that sounds right. That sounds like a thing. That's a thing.
Yeah, I do a little bit of research when I come on the show, just a little bit, because I like you telling me things. Like, she was married to some other wrestler, and then he died in like 2020, and it was Will Ospreay's best friend, and now they're together. I think that's all very suspicious.
Oh, was it Ryan Smile that she was married to? Hold on. Let me do a little look-see here. Alex Windsor. Google. I need to Google.
Like, she had a child with that guy, and that's Will's stepkid.
Okay, yeah. So Ryan Smile, yeah, he did unfortunately pass away in 2020, but he was like pretty hot in like other British promotions, like I don't know, OTT, Rev Pro, and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, there's a whole there's Reddit threads galore on this, so I'm sure.
Oh man,
a deep rabbit hole on that, but we won't.
Oh jeez.
Yikers. Well, don't worry, she doesn't win here. She submits to a, I guess, I don't know what you call it, like a lion octopus.
I mean, they called it like a variation of the Rings of Saturn.
Okay, I like that better.
I kind of listen to commentary sometimes. Listen, if you're a good commentator, especially like later in the show when they just start swearing, I'm in. That shit got me hooked. I was laughing my ass off.
So you like the commentary?
I did.
Okay,
for
good.
The most part.
They were my guests on the last episode, so we'll definitely listen to this. So I was hoping I would get you shitting on them.
Hey, no.
Or the guy that screams on this show was not. It was another guy. But the other guy was on, RJ Singh,
yeah, because the commentary team was one of the other owners, right?
Glenn Joseph, yes.
Yeah, and then who was the other guy?
RJ Singh, who was also a wrestler.
They were saying RJ City, and I was like, that doesn't sound like it.
Something I might have said RJ City. Honestly, it might have been a Freudian slip, but
That's okay.
Yeah, him and Callum Leslie, they commentate some shows, and they have like 3 or 4 commentators they rotate through.
Gotcha. No, they were fun. I liked them.
No, they're good. They're good. Sometimes, yeah, like Glenn could be screamy sometimes, which might make your ears bleed occasionally.
I mean, he did get really high pitched at one point. I can't remember what move happened, but he screamed, and then after he was like, "I did the thing, high pitched." You know.
You really captured his accent, by the way.
Thank you so much. I really tried.
So natural. It's just so natural.
Yeah, it's so good.
But Laura
great.
wins, moves on to the finals, and yeah, fun stuff. This tournament's been, I mean, if it feels like it's been going on forever because they only do like 1 or 2 shows a month. So it started with 8 people, and it's been like 6 months, and now we're still just at the finals. But we're here, and women are finally going to be invented soon. So that's good to hear. Good to hear.
We're almost at the finals.
Look at
so
that.
Close, yet so far. You probably have to wait another month and a half.
It's gonna be like a double count out, and they're gonna have like another. It's gonna be a whole thing.
I mean, it only makes sense that Laura would win because she got beef with Ginny. So like,
a what?
She got beef with Ginny.
Oh, beef. I heard Genie. I was like, is there
Ginny?
Aladdin? Yeah.
Aladdin.
Could have been Aladdin.
Could have been, but it wasn't.
Because Aladdin flies. You know what else flies? Birds. Oh. Speaking of birds, we got Mike Bird.
God damn it.
Versus no relation, by the way. He spells it the wrong way.
Yeah, and how do you spell yours? With a Y. Interesting.
Fuck, man. I have no retort. I have nothing. Egg on my face, right there.
Every time.
We got Mike Bird versus Flash Morgan Webster. This feels like 2 guys. Like if you went up to somebody on the street and were like, "Hey, just draw 2 British people." Like, I mean, this is what comes.
Flash Morgan Webster looks like Elton John.
Oh wow, yeah. I always think what's his dick? Austin Powers. But yeah, okay. Elton John I could see as well. Yeah. What do you think? Describe Mike Bird to people who aren't familiar.
British.
Think of a British person. It's a Ginge, I believe, right?
He was, he was bald. Oh God.
Who is it? I'm trying to think of like a wrestler that he looks like. Not Sheamus.
Well, isn't he bald?
He is bald, but he had a red.
So like Eric Rowan.
Eric Rowan, yeah, like a tiny Eric Rowan. Eric,
like a baby Eric Rowan.
Eric Smolin? I don't know.
Eric Smolin. No, it was there.
But yeah, it's fine. There's something. Apparently, according to commentary, Mike Bird trained Flash Morgan Webster, so we had a bit of a student-teacher deal here. Have you ever had a teacher spit in your face?
No, because they'd be catching hands.
You're not wrong. So that's what happens. But yeah, I mean, it's some students ask for it, but yeah. So we got Mike and Flash go grappling here. I thought that at this point in the show, I think this is the best match so far. I thought the student teacher element added some to it, and Flash is fun to watch, and big Mike Bird guy coming out of this.
Big Mike Bird guy.
Big MB guy. Yeah. Did this one tickle your pickle, or what would you think about it?
It tickled the fancy for sure. Yeah. No, this was fun. I've definitely seen Flash Morgan Webster before. I think probably in like one match. I couldn't even tell you against who. But again, it's the quickness. It's the fast pace of everything. And I really just couldn't get over the fact that he looked like Elton John.
Yeah, he's a caricature of a British person for sure.
Yeah, like it's giving Elton John and the Beatles and Austin Powers in one skinny little British man.
I like it.
He's very skinny.
He's got a little beef to him, just a slight beef.
A slight beef.
Lean beef.
Lean. Hey, there you go.
Like it.
We got there.
We're doing things.
Go team. No, this was fun. I like this match.
Yeah, this is when the fan participation becomes very prevalent. I think somebody gets. Is this the match where somebody gets hurt and can run it into the crowd? Or is that another match?
I feel like that happened a few times, or am I wrong?
No. Flash cross bodies Mike Bird into the front row.
Yes, of course.
Which seems extreme, but
I mean, they shouldn't have been that close.
Or maybe get some barricades. Wait, with the fans? Wait, we have them move the chairs?
Push them back a little bit.
I guess, whatever. They're packed into the ballroom, Catherine.
Hey, what did I say? Enough of that. Get out of here. With a government name. Bird with a Y.
Fuck, okay.
Yeah, try and use it on me when you use it right back.
I forgot. Yeah. Jesus. But they get back in the ring eventually. They brawl on the outside. We get some good close near falls. We got Mike Bird with a splash mountain and a blue thunder power bomb for 2 counts. We got Webster counters a power bomb into a death or a poison rana, and then a Ushigoroshi for a 2 counts. And dude, this knee that Webster, Mike Bird came off the top rope and hit him with this knee that just looked. The timing of it was perfect.
I clutched the pearls, the imaginary pearls. I was like, oh, sweet Jesus.
And follows it up with a Destino and gets a 2 count, but then locks in the Strangler. Speaking of Charles Manson. And I don't even know if that's what he did, but Mike Bird.
Kind of.
Before he passes out eventually, but before he passes out, what does he do, Katie? You remember?
No, I don't remember.
Mike Bird gives the ref the bird.
Of course.
Right.
You're like, all right, that's enough of that.
That's enough of that. But then Mike Bird spits on him after the match again.
Which is rude, so disrespectful.
How dare him. How dare. But yeah, then Webster doesn't seem to mind. Maybe he likes it. Maybe that's what he needs from his teacher. Maybe that's what gives him the fire to go on. I don't know. I'm not going to judge.
I mean, I'm going to judge a little bit.
We don't kink shame here.
I know we don't kink shame here, but it's questionable, to say the least.
I mean, I guess he does call him a dickhead after, so he probably actually doesn't like it.
Yeah, probably not.
Upon further review.
Checking the tapes.
And Webster, so he's recently returned from a shoulder injury, which he was out for almost a year. And he grabs the mic and he's like, yeah, the last 10 months or so have been rough, but the shoulder is feeling better now. And then he says, wherever I go, I'm going to tear it apart. What do you think that means?
What is he tearing apart? His body?
Poon? Oh. Maybe his body. I don't know. I thought he was just getting those ring rats.
Ew.
Tear it apart. You know what I'm saying? Oi, Flash, oi.
No, this is 2017. Those aren't around as much anymore.
I think they are. I think you just can't call them ring rats anymore.
Oh yeah, because that's offensive.
Ring mice? Is that better?
Ring mice? Just call them groupies.
Okay. I feel like that's even a little...
I mean, I feel like groupies is better than ring rats. That sounds awful.
I'm gonna make a poll. What would you rather be called if you were having sex with Flash Morgan Webster?
Nothing.
I'm just gonna post that without any context. And you're like, what?
Please. People will be so confused.
I'll tag him. See what he thinks.
Don't do that.
I'm not gonna do that. But Flash here, he walks back to the stage. Yeah, the crowd's cheering for him. Yeah, you got him, Flash. And then out comes Mr. 93 from behind the curtain. Charles Manson's here. Another forearm. Another Nikki Bella forearm to Morgan Webster here, and then that's pretty much it. It's kind of a dick move, I would say, right?
The Nikki Bella forearm is so funny. It makes me laugh every time.
I mean, who has a more iconic forearm?
Literally no one. It's Nikki Bella.
She invented it, I think.
She did.
She invented forearms. But speaking of forearms, we got 4 people here in this next match. We got a tag team match. The London Riots, James Davis and Rob Lynch versus the South Pacific Power Trip, a team of TK Cooper and Travis Banks, accompanied by TK's lady, Dahlia Black.
Which is a play on Black Dahlia, in case you were wondering.
See, this is the
more true crime.
This is the context that I bring you on here for.
Yeah, because I'm a white woman who likes true crime.
We need that here sometimes. So we talked about this earlier. So the South Pacific Power Trio is what the collective 3 of them are called. They are New Zealanders. And TK and Dahlia, who are the couple, are having whatever their visa issues. They have to leave England, I guess, and go back to New Zealand.
Damn.
Which I know, because I know at least TK, I know he definitely comes back. I don't know if Dahlia comes back with him or not, but Travis doesn't have to leave, so I guess his visa, I don't know. But,
yeah, I was also confused by that, because why do they just have to leave? Maybe he did something on the sly and got himself a longer visa, maybe? Because he ends up he ends up working with NXT UK, so maybe that's why?
Oh, I didn't think about that. I guess it was still a little bit of ways, but maybe they had something.
Yeah, I was gonna say there was still some time, but maybe WWE was like, hey, we got you.
Yeah, because it feels like Progress was almost like a developmental, like a farm system at this point. I don't know, what the official, whatever the hell is, but because I know at this point they're changing everybody's music, or most people's music, to allow them to be on. I don't know if it was the network. Yeah, I guess it was the network at the time.
The network, yeah. Rest in peace, the network.
Damn, rip in peace.
You will be fucking missed.
So this is at the time, at least, it's TK and Dahlia's swan song here. Mm-hmm. And so they were initially, this whole trio came in as a really obnoxious, shithead heel group. TK and Dahlia would make out on the stage for way too long, as TK would stare into the camera. He did it a little bit here.
Yeah.
But he kept it classy. It was more like a mwah.
I was scared. I said, I don't like that. I was very uncomfy. Did not appreciate him staring into the camera, into my soul, as he made out with his girlfriend.
Didn't need that. Didn't need that. But this trio eventually, they just had great matches after great match, and eventually grew on the audience, and was it was they were still shitheads, but they were their shitheads kind of thing. And
MJF, he's our scumbag type vibe.
Yes.
Okay.
And they have the sympathy here. It's their last match, so the crowd's super with them the entire time, from the time they come out to the second they leave. So, and they have a match against the London Riots, who are a staple in Progress at this point. And I thought this match was really fun. I mean, it was it had its comedic moments in the beginning, but it kicked in towards the end, where everybody's hitting their big moves and a lot of good near falls. So I thought this was, arguably match of the night, I thought.
Oh, with all of the shenanigans, all of the chaos, the fake nip up, trying to help him up every time. That was fun.
Yes.
At one point they're just all go, TK's just going around hugging everybody, and the ref taps him on the ass, which hey, no, not
pretty hot.
Your man.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Not your man's.
Maybe I didn't see a cuck chair. That's fair.
Dahlia looked pissed. She was like, no, mine, no. And okay, let's get to the boot. The moon boot, as they called it.
The moon boot. It was a walking boot because she broke her leg.
Yeah, it's a walking boot, not a moon. But hey, listen, I'm not British. I don't know.
Hold on. Do British people
I love
It's
this.
Googleable. Do British
Everything is
people
Googleable.
call walking boots moon boots? Because I thought moon boots were those things like you had as a kid where you like strapped them onto your feet and you
Those are
bounce.
moon shoes.
They do not. According to AI, they do not. So,
Okay. Well, do we trust AI?
do we trust the commentary team? Yeah.
No. I don't trust anybody.
I wouldn't.
It's a walking boot.
Yeah. But she takes it off and throws it at one of the riots, which was something. It looked like it hurt. I mean, she's fastball, all gas, no brakes.
No, I mean, yeah.
I mean,
yeah, I think you nailed it.
Nailed it.
Yeah, like I thought she was faking it because again, I have no prior like knowledge to this because I was like, okay, taking your boot, like your walking boot off. Maybe it was like oh, just kidding, haha, I'm not actually injured. But then she started like limping around after. I was like, bitch, put your boot back on.
Such a mother.
Like you should have just like kicked him in the head with it instead of like throw it at him. Good lord.
I feel like throwing is probably a better
but then you gotta like make sure you get all the pieces back and put it back on.
The adrenaline, the progress faithful are cheering them on. Anything's possible.
Anything's possible if you just believe, I guess.
That's what I'm saying.
No, this was so fun.
No, I agree. Yeah, Dahlia got involved, like you mentioned. I mean, we couldn't just list all the spots that happened. I mean,
they're in the crowd half the time.
Oh, they're fighting all over the place. There's no tags. What is a tag?
Not a singular tag.
There's destroyers in here. Like the London riots, Rob Lynch specifically does like a double back suplex onto both of the Pacific guys, and then they both pop up, and then they hit a double super kick, and then the guy comes back with a double lariat, and then there's a Canadian destroyer. Like, oh my goodness. Fast paced.
Destroyer?
I think they actually called it a London destroyer.
So, London destroyer.
Good call.
Damn,
good call.
Close.
Spanish flies, which I think the Spanish flies when just choked on my own. Yeah, that's when Glenn screamed. No, it was so TK does the Spanish fly off the top to James Davis. Goes for the pin. Rob Lynch off the top breaks up the pin with a swanton. Then Travis Banks from the other side of the ring hits a coast to coast. It was just like bam, bam, like just one beat after the other. It was crazy. My shirt was off.
Shit happens.
And,
your shirt was off.
I mean, I was sweaty watching this.
Jesus Christ.
And then they trade each other's tag team finishers, which you may have not have grasped.
I did not grasp that. Yeah.
So the DDT with one guy holding the other guy up, that's the Pacific, the Power Trips move. But then the London Riots did it to them. And then the Power Trip did the slingshot into a spear, which is the London Riots move. So it's a bit of a tit for tit action there. And
tit for tat?
Nope, tit for tit. Travis Banks then hits the Slice of Heaven, the Kiwi Crusher, and then TK with a springboard 450 knee drop, I guess. It looked pretty painful.
Yeah, that hurt my stomach. Because ain't no way that felt good at all.
Yeah, but the guy kicks out at one after that, but then the Power Trip hits a double super kick, and then they hit their finisher proper and get the win. So a lot of fast-paced action. That was all about it.
Oh, yeah. Like you said, like to this point, definitely match of the night. I mean, some things could be said for the main event because the main event shenanigans.
Yes.
But this was a hoot and good time, dare I say.
Dare you say?
Dare I say?
It was a cracker. I was trying to think of like the British equivalent. It was a cracker of a matchup. Cracker of a matchup. So it was stuck in my chest. I had to get it
That's
out.
okay. I understand. I get that sometimes.
But then they have a little emotional moment after the match. Travis Banks leaves. He gives the ring to the couple. Dahlia, gives a heartwarming, this is our home. Thank you, love you, smooches kind of thing.
Love you. Mwah, mwah.
And then TK mentions that they're only leaving because they have to. And by the way, I didn't really realize that it was a visa issue. They were like kind of alluding to it like throughout the match.
The crowd chants "fuck you, visa" at one point.
I understand. However, I heard "fuck you, Peter," which I was watching this. I was like, Pete Dunne's not even out there.
Not yet.
But I guess he's such a like. Is there another Peter? Like
no, I was hearing the camera. Yeah, fuck the camera guy. Now I was hearing "fuck you, visa,"
which is it is what they were chanting, but I didn't realize it at the time.
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, Peter Dune shows up.
Just a little maybe it's just premature. Fuck you,
premature
Peter.
Pete.
Yeah.
Premature Peter.
Okay, that's inappropriate.
Really, from you.
Speaking of Peter, Peter comes out, interrupts this whole deal. Peter with Tyler Bate, Trent Seven. We got British Strong Style out here.
Woo.
Coming out, and Trent grabs the mic. They all get in the ring. Gives the whole 1, 2. Is this on? Like tapping the mic, which is you understand the reference, right?
Which I mean, on a logistical thing, you're actually not supposed to do that to a microphone because it fucks it up. But
like tap it.
Yeah. Stop.
What does that sound like?
Knocking.
Yeah, probably not good for the ears.
No.
But no, it was Triple H's old music. 1, 2, is this one? That whole deal.
For the longest time, like I couldn't. Like I used to listen. That theme fucks.
Bang.
But like I couldn't for the life of me understand what was being said in the beginning for the longest time.
I still don't know if I know what they say, really. Hit me with that Triple H, right?
Yeah, it's something like that. Or what you know about the Triple H? I don't know. Again, we don't know. We don't know the words. But
call in if you know.
It fucks. Call in. Second call-in segment.
I mean, the phones are off the hook at this point.
The phones are lighting up like crazy.
I really need to get somebody to answer that. But no, he's alluding to Triple H because they're the British Strong Style. They're the guys that are like signed. I don't know if they're actually signed with WWE, but they were the big.
I think they were because during the main event, what's the guy's name again? Jim
Smallman, yeah.
Jim, yeah. I was close. He says like because Tyler Bate's the NXT UK champion, and he says that they're all in 205 Live or something.
Oh yeah, I think they did have a 205 Live where it was like all like the UK, like Flash Webster was on there, and
maybe that's why I've seen him before. Maybe it was
that would track. Yeah,
the math is mathing.
But yeah, they're glazing Papa H, as the kids say. And they're what did it even say? Oh, because they have to go Pacific Power Trip. They have to leave, but Jim Smallman was like, "Hey, you guys just beat the London riots. You've earned a title shot whenever you want, so we'll make it happen somewhere in the world at some point." Yeah. And that's when British Strong Style comes out, and he was like, "Oh, he might like, why not just do it right now?" And then he hits him with the belt. And then Tyler Bate. By the way, Travis Banks. I don't know where the fuck Travis Banks went. He just went and fucked off somewhere.
Well, no, he was on the outside, and then I think Pete Dunne hit him with the title.
Oh, is that? I missed that. That would make a lot of sense, though.
Yeah, because Travis Banks was again being polite, letting his partner and his partner's partner have the ring, and then BSS come out, and gets taken out by a title belt. Never seen again.
And Tyler Bate holds down Dahlia. It's a little sus. I don't know if he had to go that aggressive, put like a full rear naked choke on her. She's a broken leg, Tyler. And then speaking of broken legs, Trent wraps TK Cooper's ankle in a chair, takes another chair, smashes it. Looked and sounded brutal. Yikers.
Yeah.
And then Ring Comp comes out to run them off. Which will more on them later, but
the way I wrote it, because I forgot, like, I knew the name Ringkampf, but, like, I completely forgot. I was like, Wild Imperium shows up. Like a Pokemon.
Right. It is funny just seeing, like, and we'll talk more about Walter later, but just like happy-go-lucky, like, hey, buddy, get out of here, like running out to the ring, where it's now he's like this, like,
why?
he's this stoic dude
Fucking
now,
ass.
but it's a whole different dude. But more on him later. We'll dive deep into Big Daddy Goons.
Ew.
But the pastor's here.
To Ginny? Wait, hold on.
Hell, shout out.
Hey.
Everybody's connected.
Yay,
Love Island, UK.
NXT UK. Love Island.
But then they cut to intermission after, BSS runs away.
Yeah.
They'll be facing Imperium. Now you got me calling them Imperium.
Imperium.
Ringkampf in the main event. But we come back from intermission, and they cut to Pastor William Ever, who... What? It's wrong, Katie.
I couldn't hear what his name was. I just heard Pastor, so I was also just confused. Right. But he was mentioned in the brief, video package in the beginning thing.
Yes.
Which is funny. Little tidbit, little story time. So that, like, you wouldn't steal a car thing, which was playing in the beginning of, like, every DVD in the early 2000s,
right,
is copyrighted text style.
Oh.
So them doing all of that, it just came out like a few weeks ago, that I think the text they use was like they weren't allowed to use it.
That's so funny.
So dumb.
Well, if they could do it, we can do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the pastor's here. Jesus. He wasn't really in Jesus garb here. Because his name's William Ever or Bill Ever. I'm
more of a believer, but okay.
Okay. Well, the pastor's here. Apparently, he just ran the London Marathon, and he's here. He just chose to stop by. Sure.
Like, hey guys, I'm here.
But then he gets in the ring. Smallman tells him to get in the ring, and then he announces that William Ever is in the Super Strong Style 16 tournament, which is their big yearly tournament that they do. I don't know if you've heard of like 16 karat gold or that's the other tournament. I mean, there's a G1 and stuff, but it's like their big tournament they do. So I guess at this point it's prestigious to be in the tournament. And
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was fun. Didn't know if you had any thoughts on Jesus, but
no, I think at one point they said he was like Kurt Angle, and then the crowd started chanting, "You suck," at him, which fair.
He did have a medal from the marathon, so he's basically Kurt Angle.
Nah, I think they are completely different.
I think they're kind of the same, actually, when you really think about it.
Kurt Angle won his gold medal with a broken freaking neck the year I was born.
Oh, shout out.
Pittsburgh's own Kurt Angle.
Yins, or whatever, right?
Yinzers, yep.
Well, you ready to talk about a couple of marks?
Ha! Ha 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 ha.
That's their names. It is for the number one contendership for the Progress title. We got Mark Haskins versus Mark Andrews. I thought this was fun. I mean, it was two former Progress champions. Both guys had very short reigns. Lore alarm. I'll edit that in post. So Mark Andrews won the title very early on in Progress, but it was kind of a Money in the Bank situation, but not really. So Jimmy Havoc comes out and threatens to light him on fire if he doesn't get a title match. Yeah, it was kind of
not Money in the Bank related, but okay.
It's kind of maybe not, but he had a contract though. He did have a contract.
Light your ass on fucking fire. Give me a title match.
I forget the exact situation. He had some sort of contract, but he also threatened to light him on fire,
which is crazy.
A bit overboard.
So much arson in wrestling, if you think about it.
Because Mark Andrews won the title, and then Havoc he took it from him like 5 minutes later. So he had a very short reign.
Damn.
Mark Haskins won the title, had it for like a month or so, and then had to relinquish it due to a neck injury. So both guys want that title back. They had a taste, but they want a full meal or whatever.
Yep.
Have you ever watched Mark Haskins? Because Mark Andrews, NXT UK guy, 205 Live, all that stuff.
I've seen Andrews before. Haskins, I have not.
Thoughts on the Hask?
Thoughts on the Hask? It was their styles were very similar, but also very different. Right. I feel like Haskins was more like the British strong style. While Mandrews just fucking flies around everywhere, giving Darby Allin because he looks like a skateboarder.
Oh, I see it. He's more of like a rocker than a skate. He probably skateboards though. He looks
like he skateboards. He looks like one of the people in like Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Like no, Tony Hawk Underground.
No. We gotta get this right. Tony Hawk Underground
2 specifically.
Is that the one with the bull? I think they all have bulls actually. Now I'm thinking about it.
I don't know. Underground was incredible, and I saw that they might be remaking it like they did with Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. Fingers fucking crossed. Those games were goated.
We got 3 and 4 coming out in a few months. So
I know. Crazy.
Stoked.
Hell yeah.
But we'll save that for our spinoff Tony Hawk podcast.
Got it.
Yeah. Got it. But Haskins is, I wasn't really familiar with Haskins until I started watching these shows for the first time. Become a big fan. He just had he had bad luck with injuries. So like he never showed up in NXT UK. I guess for that reason, I don't know. He had kind of a run in Ring of Honor, but he's still going after it. So who knows? But as is Mandrews. But any standout spots in this match? This is another one that was just like full speed from the jump.
Yeah, there was just so much happening. It was kind of hard to like narrow in on something. I will say, I think it's pretty foolish and pretty stupid that this is a number 1 contender match, and you said, you know what we should do? Drop.
Well, that's just sometimes it's how the cookie crumbles.
But the spot itself was very interesting because I think Haskins has him in a triangle?
Yes.
And Mandrews goes for the pin, and as the ref is going for the 3, Mandrews taps, and then all hell breaks loose.
Who's the winner?
I won. No, I won. And they were all chill in the beginning, like they shook hands and shit. And then after they were just like, get the fuck out of my face. I'm the winner. I didn't tap. I pinned you. No, you tapped. Blah, 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 blah.
They both had a claim to it. By the way, they did. So Kurt Angle and Undertaker did this pretty much exact same situation in like an 03 or something.
Oh, okay.
But that one was that one. It was like all the refs come out and they raise this guy's hand and then they raise this guy's hand. But this one was just like, no, I think you both kind of won at the same time. It's a draw.
Jim's like, fuck. I guess you both get a shot at Pete Dunne. Well, they kept hinting. Oh, might not be Pete Dunne by the end of the night.
Gotta keep that open. Some promotions don't do that, so I guess
that's true.
But yeah, so it is, and like you mentioned, it's a draw, so it's going to be a triple threat match with these two guys, and whoever is the champion after tonight.
These two
marks.
And then doesn't Jim, like, after the fact, be like, you guys are chanting both these marks and not realizing the connotation it has?
So good.
Which is also kind of funny. Again, it a little cheeky. British slang there. A little cheeky. I like it.
I like it. This is the match where somebody got Hurricane into the crowd, by the way. I'm noting now.
Okay.
Andrews did it to Haskins, and Haskins goes tumbling into the audience.
Of course.
But no, this was like both. You mentioned that their styles are very similar in that like they have just like really interesting ways and like getting into moves. Like they'll like, you know, like there's one, like the opening, like kind of like sequence. It's like Haskins goes for a sunset flip. Then Andrews like backflips out of it, then goes for a drop kick, and then Haskins evades it, and then like flips over into an arm. It was like that, like throughout the entire match. It was so good.
Lots happening.
Andrews almost like he does a shooting star press and like catches his feet on the ropes on the way down, but like still manages to land on his feet somehow.
Like giving me anxiety here. Sweet Jesus. Like anytime someone's foot gets like tripped up like that, I slightly panic and like my breath hitches. I'm like, please don't die.
Right. That's why I try to avoid doing shooting star presses myself.
I mean, yeah. Not regularly doing shooting star presses.
Yeah. I mean, if you have to, you would, but like...
I mean, in certain situations, sometimes you have to break it out, but that's not a daily thing we're doing.
Right. Maybe like a Saturday evening thing, but like, you know,
Sunday
a Wednesday
morning.
afternoon. Yeah, right. You wake up, cup of coffee, a little shooting star press.
And you're on your way, yeah.
Yeah, gets the day going.
Beginning of the week. Start off strong.
Yeah. Well, speaking of strong, we got a super strong style qualifying match on our hands here next. Paul Robinson versus Jack Sexsmith. Two very interesting characters here, I would say. Thoughts?
Paul Robinson looks like a serial killer.
Yes.
I don't know how to explain it. I think it's the jeans, no shirt, and gloves.
Yeah, the gloves is brutal. That's a tough one.
That also, weirdly enough, his face kind of reminds me of Darby Allin.
Yeah, I can see. There's another wrestler going today in AEW that I always think about Paul Robinson when I see him. Do you know who that is? Any AEW wrestler you get a resemblance?
Are they like currently wrestling?
Yes.
Okay. Quickly just run through the roster.
Yeah. Take your time.
Are they also bald?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Maybe a little stub, but yeah.
I don't know.
Kyle Fletcher. A little bit.
I think it's the nose.
Then it could be the nose. It could be.
They
just have like small faces with bald heads. They both have ties to Will Ospreay. Paul Robinson is Will Ospreay's partner at this point. Kyle Fletcher used to be. So maybe that's just my head canon tying that together. But
yeah. So Paul Robinson just looks like he's like a creator wrestler.
Yeah, but like a really wet one.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or slimy. Slimy's a better word.
Yeah. He looks like a piece of shit.
He gets compared to Dobby a lot. What are your thoughts on that?
Dobby? Like
at the Elf.
I think it's the nose.
Yeah, could be, or just the face and the body and the feet.
I mean, well, yeah, it's kind of giving Dobby. I mean, his ears aren't super big though. If his ears were bigger, then yeah, I would agree.
Give him time.
He'll grow into them.
What do you think about the pansexual phenomenon, Jack Sexsmith?
Why are you wrestling in Uggs?
That pisses me off so much.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
Like, I don't know, like the pajama pants, I could get past it if you just put on some wrestling boots or even shoes. Or even barefoot would be better.
Shitty little boots. Roderick Strong just had quite literally small little black boots he would wear all the time in PWG, hence shitty little boots. You could have just worn those. And that would have been better. But Uggs? Not even like the boot, like the full boots, just like the Ugg slippers.
That's gotta be dangerous, right?
That's so dangerous.
Ankle stability? Never heard of it.
Ankle stability. Those are definitely like slippy on the bottom. Ain't no way. That irritated me to my core.
I mean, did even just do like the John Morrison thing where you have like the frills at the bottom of your pants or something? Like, I don't know. I don't know,
like,
man.
And like, they were so prominent too, because it was like basically just leggings. It looked like, and then Uggs.
It's not good. It's like he just rolled out of bed and was like, "Hey, let me wrestle real quick."
Let me go ahead and just wrestle this match real fast. I mean, he beats the shit out of Paul Robinson before he even gets a chance to get to the ring.
Which is,
fair.
What a guy with Uggs would do. Yeah, I don't know. I guess these two guys had a Twitter beef. I didn't really care enough to look into it, but
yeah, they said that in commentary. I was like, wow, Twitter beef, 2017. What a time. Yeah. What a time we lived in.
Well, yeah, 2017 Twitter beef. That's not good.
What were you doing in 2017?
Just a year out of college. I think I was moving out for the first. Was that 2016? I moved out for the first time. It wasn't a good time. Well, it was a weird time.
Okay.
I wasn't a full boy then. I was still growing. What were you doing in 2017?
I was still in college.
Oh.
Yeah. That would have been my... Uggs? No, I never wore Uggs.
Me neither.
I had like fake Uggs.
Fugs?
Fugs, yeah. And we did call them Fugs, you're damn right. They were like black. Like they weren't like the brown suede. Because like black goes with everything. And I'm emo and pop punk, so like that's all I fucking wear. Black. Plugs.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So Jack Sexsmith, his move, some of the names of his moves are a bit suspicious. Did you catch what his neck breaker was called?
No. Uh-oh.
The Pearl neck breaker.
God damn it.
Familiar with the pearl necklace, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Not assuming. I'm just I meant like this is like a word people. Anyway, so we got
Damn it, Kyle.
But then he hits the pearl neck breaker, and then what does he pull out? What does he pull out, Katie?
I don't know. Oh, Mr. Kako?
Yeah, pal.
No.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
I can handle some stuff in wrestling, but like it legitimately made me gag. Not like him doing it to Paul Robinson, but Paul Robinson taking it and chewing on it and spitting it out. I genuinely started gagging. I had to like look away because I was like, no, I did not expect that in my wrestling match. I was feeling a little queasy.
Because he pulled it from his pants. I'm assuming it was just on. And then he pulled it off.
I would hope not.
I mean, you might as well, right? If you're going to hide it in your pants, you might as well just keep it sturdy in there.
Keep it sturdy. I mean, his leggings were tight enough. It probably would have been fine just tucked in the waistband there. But like, did you really need to do that?
I thought Paul was going to just eat the condom. Like, he was chewing on it for a while. I was like, is he going to swallow it?
Like, it made me, like, nauseous because I was like, ain't no way. This was on a man's junk, and now you're just chewing on it like it's a toy. And, like, Polly Pocket clothes up in here. That is a girl thing from, like, the early 2000s. Like, Polly Pockets, the clothes.
Right.
You could just, like, you just chew on them. It was a thing. I don't know why.
Oh, that I didn't know.
No, yeah, a lot of girls in the early 2000s. If you played with Polly Pockets, the clothes,
delicious.
You just chew on them. You never swallow them though. You just chew on them. Maybe it was like a texture thing. I don't know.
You should probably tell that to a therapist of some sort. I would say.
No, I don't have money for a therapist. I had a social work degree. I'm my own therapist.
Oh, it seems like it's working well. So we got. But then the wrestling breaks out of that at some point, I think.
Somehow.
So Paul chews on the condom, spits it out, and then hits the Essex Destroyer onto Jack Sexsmith, which is like a flipping DDT, which looks pretty gnarly.
Oh, yeah.
But then Sexsmith with the fighting spirit pops right up and hits his own destroyer, which he calls the Rainbow Ride.
I do like that name. That one's
not
fun.
bad. Not
that one's
bad.
good. It's catchy.
But then Paul fights back up, hits the curb stomp on the Sexsmith, 2 count. Os Cutter, 2 count. Shooting Star Press, 2 count. So because Jack Sexsmith, he came in as like a comedy act, which he still kind of is, but like, yeah, he's been trying to be taken more seriously recently, which is why he's trying to get into this tournament. So with all of these like big moves getting hit on him and he keeps kicking out, is showing his resiliency. Mm-hmm. Paul goes for one more stomp, but then Sexsmith counters it into the crossface, not the crippler cock face. The cock face is when he has the condom on his hand, but he didn't have the condom on his hand, just a crossface, no cock, cockless. And Paul taps out, so Jack Sexsmith gets the win.
And the whole caveat they were saying this whole time was, I mean, they're trying to get in a tournament or whatever, and Paul was like, if I lose to Jack Sexsmith, I'm gone from Progress. Dun, dun, dun.
See ya.
And he tapped. His bitch ass tapped real fast.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
So he's out of here. But I also think he's another guy. It's like he comes back eventually. But
well, that's not how that works.
So did you watch the promo? It was at the end of the very end of the show. He had a promo after this match, which I almost missed. I almost turned the show off because it was like the credits and stuff. Oh, it's over. But then it cuts to like an extra at the end, which is Robbo.
No, I don't think I saw that then.
So I actually, but before I saw it, I was actually looking up. It's like, why did Paul Robinson leave Progress? Apparently, he had like hold on, let me make sure I have it. He had like some sort of blood issue, like a hereditary thing where a lot of people in his family got like blood clots a lot, and apparently, Paul had gotten a blood clot recently, so he decided to bow out of wrestling in fear of any issues arising, which can't blame him. But he's still wrestling today. Like he was wrestling for Progress like not that long ago. So it's like I don't know if he figured something out or what, but
wow, what a turn of events I was quite literally not expecting.
That's great. He's like the most hated guy in Progress at this point. But if you go listen to that promo, the crowd like gets behind him a little bit. Yeah.
Like, bloody
sorry.
shit.
Sorry, mate. Sorry about your blood or whatever.
Sorry about your blood. That's fucking crazy. Wow. That's not what I would have expected the reason to be.
I did not either. I had no idea. But
man,
he's doing good now. So
as a Marvel fan, I should have stayed until after the credits. Damn it. Got to.
Thanos was there. It was crazy. Wild stuff. Speaking of wild. This main event was pretty wild. I think we got a 6-man tag on our hands here. All of the titles are on the line. We got British Strong Style, the Progress champion Pete Dunne, and the tag team champions Trent Seven and Pete Dunne, taking on Ringkampf, the team of Walter, Timothy Thatcher, and Axel Dieter Jr., otherwise known as Ludwig Kaiser for those unfamiliar.
That one threw me through a loop. I said, I'm sorry, who?
That's Ludwig, actually, guys. That's what you said.
Actually, that's Ludwig Kaiser.
It's interesting because his dad went by Axel Dieter, who's a wrestler. So
I mean, that makes sense. I didn't know his dad was a wrestler.
Apparently he was, yeah. And then he went to NXT and was initially Marcel Bartel, which is his actual real name, which I was surprised to hear.
I forgot he was Marcel Bartel. Holy shit.
Yeah. And this is, we might touch on it a little bit later, but this is also Axel's last match in Progress because he's going off to WWE. So this is like the only guy that actually leaves and stays gone.
Well, yeah, because he's, he was just on Monday Night Raw.
Yes, I think he's, probably gone.
I think he's gone, guys.
We'll see. We'll see. He did show up at like a German in WXW not too long ago. So I don't think he wrestled, but
I mean that makes sense. They do that sometimes. They allow them. They give them permission to show
sometimes. They get them recess. Go out and play.
Go out and play. See your friends for 5 minutes, then you have to come back to class.
Dog barking. Sorry, sometimes my wife laughs at TikToks. I don't know if she's like dying or I don't know. We'll figure that out.
Jesus Christ.
But so you can correct me if I'm wrong. So the stakes are if one of the champions gets pinned. So one of BSS gets pinned. The guy that pins the guy gets the title that the guy he pinned has.
Yes. So the way commentary was saying it, say Pete Dunne, for example, who is the Progress champion, gets pinned by Axel Dieter Jr., then Axel becomes the Progress champion and the other two become the tag champions. Now, if, say, Trent Seven gets pinned by Toothless Timmy, then Toothless Timmy gets to choose whichever other member of Ring Camp to be his tag partner, and the other person would just automatically become Progress champion.
It seems like imagine becoming the world champion that way.
And just being like, hey, so like I don't want to be tag champion. I want to be the singles guy. I want to be the Progress champion.
Right.
And then because like at one point, like during the match, like Thatcher tags in with Pete Dunne because he wants to pin Pete Dunne. So it's all very convoluted and confusing.
Well, spoiler alert, it doesn't really matter in the end, but yeah, it was a little I don't know. It's like, what, did Timothy Thatcher pins the tag team champion and somebody becomes world champion because he's Tim Thatcher's least favorite Ring Camp guy? I don't know. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
It is a whole thing. Man, I miss Thick Boy Walter.
He was a thick boy.
I mean, he's still a beast, but this is just a mastodon, some may say. This guy Walter, and it's interesting. It doesn't feel like there's a leader of this group because, like Imperium, it was Walter, it was Gunther's thing.
Yeah. Big Goon. On the prowl.
I
mean, listen, this version of Walter looks like an old-timey, like, member of, like, a goon squad. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I think so.
I
smell what you're stepping in.
Just, like, this type of motion, and, like, a hat, like a fedora. Imagine him, you know, just, like, imagine Tony D'Angelo, like, mob-type vibes.
Uh-huh.
But like in a cartoon, Walter. And Walter is one of the goons in the goon squad.
Yeah, he seems like he has a voice like this.
Yeah.
He's like the guy in a mob movie that gets killed first.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
right. I don't hate that.
This version of Walter for sure, but Goon, different.
Goon. Built different.
He's built different.
I mean, this does feel like gang warfare a lot. You got two, very established factions. Mm-hmm. A lot of outside the ring fighting in the crowd. Another very chaotic match.
Who knows who's legal? Because I saw maybe 3 tags this whole match.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, like
there's
Walt gets in there. And then, like, everybody's trying to knock him down. Like, everybody takes turns doing shoulder blocks. And then all of the BSS guys, they get together and they all do a shoulder block at the same time. But Walter just reels back and hits them all with a drop kick at once. Like, yeesh. Sheesh. Big Goon. Big Walt.
Big Vault.
We're continuing the Triple H references. BSS with the Triple H knees. The classic knees, and then the water spit. But then they all get booted off the apron after this is some good clean family fun. This match was, I thought.
Shenanigans ensued.
Any other standout moments stick out to you in this one?
I mean, anytime Walter chops somebody, it like hurts me through the screen. Especially like if you think of like NXT UK when it was like COVID times.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, the clip that always goes around is him chopping Dragunov. It like makes my knees buckle. It like hurts me because that shit echoed.
Mm.
And the chops, he's listen, whether it's Big Boy Walter, Skinny Boy Goon, like the chops are deadly.
No, they were like he does it to 7, knocks him down. Bate comes in, gets chopped. He's out of here. Pete Dunne gets into the line of fire. Walter goes to chop Pete, but Pete grabs Tyler Bate, pulls him in front of him, and then he chops
Which is
Tyler
so
Bate.
Fucked up.
He's just a little guy, but he's not a shield.
I mean, he's a big, strong boy. He does
right.
Walter later because Tyler Bate's been her boy. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Tyler beat Pete in the tournament to become NXT UK champion?
That is correct. Yeah, it's the different universes are interesting here.
It's the multiverse.
It's more like just like DC and Marvel, honestly. It's like, well, no, because it's the same music and stuff. I don't know. There's a lot of similarities, but it's like Tyler in WWE is like, hey, fellers, just waving at the crowd. Big, strong boy. Let's go get him. And then he's here. He's double champion here. He's the UK champion in WWE. He's the tag team champion. He's holding in people's faces. He's
a shithead.
Which I kind of like shit. I kind of like shithead Tyler Bate here. I think
I do like
the whole package.
Oh yeah, Tyler Bate's package.
Big package.
Big strong boy package.
Big strong package. He brought the Tyler Bate deadlift German suplex to Walter. I gotta stress, this is 2017 Walter. He's like twice as big, at least.
Yeah. No, he lives up to the moniker of big strong boy sometimes. It's actually fucking crazy.
I mean, you gotta see it. The way he pauses halfway through, snaps him back and bridges, like with a pin, I believe. And like
I think so. Crazy. Which, like, Tyler Bate is like 3 apples tall. Have you seen the comparison on Twitter?
I've seen it with other people. I've seen Tony Storm get compared to 3 apples.
3 apples tall. Tony Storm and I think Tyler Bate are probably close to the same height.
Let's see here. I bet you Tyler's taller than you think. No, he's probably not, actually.
No, he looks tiny. What's Tyler.
Your guess?
I'm gonna say like 5'7", maybe.
Okay, I was gonna say 5'6". What do we got here?
Why do we like 5'5"?
5'7".
Oh. Hey, relax.
Sorry, Tyler's height gets me going.
Fair.
5'7" British men get me going. Specifically. This like all hell breaks loose. Everybody's in the ring.
That's what I'm saying. Like, who's legal?
The ref doesn't know. He's not keeping control of any of this.
People are pinning whoever the fuck they want, and the ref is counting.
3 submissions were locked in. Ring comp had them on.
I do love spots like that. That shit's
human
fun.
Centipede spots.
Sure, we'll call them that.
Right.
I was thinking more so like when DIY did it with FTR.
Oh yes.
Because both submissions and then FTR like they both tap at the same time.
Right, or they stop each other from tapping. They grab the other guy's wrists.
I think it was. I'm trying to remember who was in what submission. I think Pete Dunne like put his boot up to stop Tyler from tapping.
Right.
Clever shit. I liked it.
That's why he's the champ. You know what I'm saying?
That's why he's the champ.
In
this promotion.
Yes. Just here.
Peter Dune, just wait. You'll get your shot.
Big Pete. He's We got spike tombstones getting thrown out. We got a European bomb from Ring Comp onto Trent 7. But then the finish comes. Walter has the sleeper on Trent 7. Tyler Bate distracts the ref. And as the ref is distracted, Peter Dune in there, Progress title belt to the head of Walter. And Trent 7, who's like just passed out, just happens to be on top of Walter. And the ref makes the pin. 1, 2, 3. BSS retains. Whew.
Which, like, the way they kept, like, hinting at it, I was like, oh, shit. Ring Camp thought to win the titles. And then, again, I didn't know the, like, obviously I knew they were in, like, NXT UK, but I didn't know, like, the specific time frame. And I was like, oh, maybe this is them fully going. But
right.
timelines aren't real, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure how long they're, like, the staples in Progress, so it's a mystery to me as well. But
I guess you'll find out on chapter 48.
Oh, they got tuned in, pal. How they get you? How they get you?
That'll get you.
But yeah, so BSS, they win, they leave. Then Axel Dieter has a nice little moment. Walter and Toothless Timmy leave the ring, give Axel his time to shine. Everybody applauds, and then Axel leaves.
Yeah.
Good stuff, right? Ludi.
Ludwig. Tiffany Stratton.
It's like Axel, he's in good shape here, but I feel like he loses he gets way more cut as time goes on. So it's,
oh my god, it's actually insane. Like
his face is completely different now.
He looks like maybe 18, 19 here. As opposed to like now he looks like he's in his like 30s.
How old?
I actually have no idea how old he is.
Let's see here.
I want to guess like 29, 30 maybe.
He's 34.
What?
Wow. He does look like, that kind of makes sense.
I mean, I wasn't saying 30s, but like 34 I did not expect.
That's funny. My thought was like, oh, this is old as shit. He's like 2 years older than me.
I'm not even in my 30s yet, so I can't say anything.
Don't rush. Don't rush. It's all downhill from there.
Don't worry, I'm not in any rush to get there.
Nope.
No, thank you. I'll pass.
But that brings Progress Chapter 47 to a close. Any other thoughts, nuggets on this program that we witnessed?
This program? I fucks with Progress.
Hell yeah.
This was a fun show. Personally, would have liked at least another women's match, but
the women's match, there have been some good women's matches in the past couple chapters. This one was definitely one of the weaker ones. It's always fun watching like Toni Storm or Jenny was phenomenal in Progress. Like she never reached the heights that she did in WWE that she did in Progress. She was like the star there.
Mm-hmm.
So I recommend if you're interested, check out some of their matches they've had in Progress.
Oh yeah, I mean, Toni Storm has been phenomenal for the longest time. Now she's doing the best character work of her entire career, dare we say.
Isn't it crazy that she's not even 30 yet?
Yeah, I know.
Insane. It feels like she's been wrestling forever.
That's how I feel about, so Tony's what, 29 or 28?
I believe she's 29. How old is Toni Storm? 29, yes.
Okay, so like she's a year older than me, and I am the same age as Rhea Ripley and MJF.
Yeah.
Isn't that like crazy to think about? Like MJF and Rhea are 28 years old.
That's insane. Children.
For real. And they're, headlining fucking pay-per-views and stuff. And
they probably never even watched Rugrats. You probably never watched Rugrats either.
Excuse you. I love Rugrats. How dare. Listen, the Rugrats movie. When they go to Paris, Chucky's mom. Oh, one of the saddest things ever.
I had a scratch and sniff card to go with that movie. Wasn't that the Wild Thornberries? No, well, that was a different one.
That was Regrets Go Wild.
I think that was the one I had a scratch and sniff card for.
I think it came with the VHS.
Yes. Good call. I'm gonna have to find that. I wonder what it smells like now.
Ew. Probably nothing.
I would hope. No, that's probably best case scenario.
If it smells like something, I think you might have to burn it.
I'll let you know. I'll send it to you.
Thanks. Please don't.
I'll showcase it to you. Speaking of showcases, ShElite Showcase. Appreciate you once again. You can potato for hopping on the show. That's what I said at first when you couldn't hear me. That's why I was so pissed that my audio wasn't working.
Oh, damn. I was going to say, wow, it took the entire time for a potato reference?
Running out of potatoes.
I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, what is he going to call me? Like, we're running out of potato thing.
Now I just got the types of potatoes. We're really at the bottom of the barrel.
I mean, I think it was last time I was on here, you called me funeral potato. So that,
yes,
that one really sunk it down. And then I wasn't on the show for like a year, and I said, well, maybe that's why.
Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing.
No. It's always a pleasure. Where can everybody find you in all of your shenanigans?
All of my shenanigans, yeah. We have a lot of those on my channel there. Well, Kyle, thank you first for having me back. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Love doing the show because I just laugh the whole time. And it's great. You can follow me on Twitter, KatieWrestling13, the link tree in my bio to take everything ShElite Showcase. So it's twitch.tv/ShElite Showcase and youtube.com/ShElite Showcase. We typically go live Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern-ish. Whenever this drops, at this point, we've done a WWE draft and an AEW draft. So lots of fun things happening on the channel over there.
Non-stop fun. Non-stop. No, it's a great little thing you got going over there. And I think we got to close this out with the lore alarm. I had no idea what that was going to sound like, but I'm very pleased. Once again, thank you to Russet Potato for joining me on this show. Go check out Katie. Go check out the ShElite Showcase and all of her other projects. In wherever you listen to podcasts, YouTube. Just follow the YouTube, I guess. You'll find everything. Follow her on X and all the socials and whatever. Do the same for me, I guess, if you want. And I didn't really sell that well, did I? I don't know. If you have the time, fuck it. I don't know. If you have some free time in the afternoon, give Daddy a follow. I think that's it. Let's bring her home, shall we? Appreciate you guys listening, watching, tasting, all of that stuff. Like, rate, review, leave a comment. If you're on Spotify, you can leave comments too. 5-star rating, all that stuff. It helps, maybe. I don't know, but do it. I don't know. I'll give you a belly rub if you do, I guess. Is that enough incentive? We'll workshop it. Anyways, get the hell out of here. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Mwah. I'm hard.
Yeah. And the hardest, talk around and disregard it. Strip you off the ground, show you what heart is. Standing strong and proud, nothing can knock it. Let's get it started. It's the hardest, talk around and disregard it. Strip you off the ground, show you what heart is. Standing strong and proud, nothing can knock it. Let's get it started.